That song is so good. What up, what up, what up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, Instructions for Humanity. Come on in, y'all. We need to talk. You're the next contestant. Come on in, guys. I will give you guys some time to come in. Um, Let me go ahead and allow me to introduce myself. Allow me to introduce myself. This is Tahirah, spiritual name, Mother of the Ages. I'm a supernatural quantum healer, a psychic investigator, and I specialize in quantum telepathic healing modalities, specifically and not limited to quantum telepathic hypnosis. Guys, book a past life regression, quantum healing hypnosis with me. It is supernatural. It is life changing. I'm telepathic, so I can literally see what you guys are experiencing. And so I make sure you get to the right place and we set the intentions of what your soul wants to release or to experience. And then I help navigate and lead you there. So there'll be some links down below if you want to book a session with me. And then also you can email me instructions number 4 humanity at gmail.com. Lego, 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 Lego. Guys, I just popped up here, didn't think that I was going to come here today, but there's a few things we got to take care of. I need to tell you guys about something very, very important. And this has kind of been on my body, I guess I will say, to tell you guys for the past few months of things that I've been experiencing. And I think we're going through rapture symptoms. You know, people say we have ascension symptoms. No, 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 baby. I think the rapture symptoms are coming online, and I need to let you guys know what that feels like, to see if any of you guys are, experiencing the rapture symptoms. That's where we're at. They're not ascension symptoms, because the rapture is into the new expanded consciousness, right? Ooh, the messages are already starting to come through. Also, too, I'm kind of wondering, y'all, is Charlie really, really like dead for real, real? I'm just wondering, and because I wanted to do a healing session for his soul, because I remember the last time when I channeled him, his energy was still here on the 3D. It was, like I said, he's tinkering between 3 and 4 dimensional, but he was still here on the earth plane. So I'm kind of curious. I want to just check to see, because by now I think he should have made his ascend, off to the light or wherever he's going. Well, he's going to the light because he has many more lifetimes, guys. He will be back if he is in fact truly, truly, truly passed on. Because, like I said, I was just kind of thinking, I'm like, huh, his energy was still here. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're gonna tap into that. This is not like a conspiracy or anything. I don't know. I just want to double check that because, there's always a lot of foo la la going on, and we gotta make sure, we see these messages. We gotta make sure we're not getting the wool pulled over our eyes, because there's a lot going on. Also, too, regardless if Charlie is truly dead or not, he has opened a massive template. And I told you guys this was going to happen. Under President Trump, what did I say? I said humanity has not healed from the racism template yet. And so I said that under the Trump administration, Trump provides the right temperament for us to go back to that template and heal. Because at the end of an age is a time period of 2,150 years to be exact, that we get to take a look when these portals open in this very important year, the 9. So it's a year, the 9, but it's also the end of the age. So after this year, the 9, we will fully be submerged into the new energy field, which will last for over 2,000 years. So his passing, all of this stuff about Charlie has opened up this massive karmic template, and Trump's energy initially provided the right temperament for us to look at race. But then Charlie doubled back, and his temperament provides us to look at race and provides us to look at karma, right? So we're probably going to look into that template. This is one of my favorite things to do, guys. So I love working with templates, and essentially all that means is it's a big pocket of energy that deals with certain things that are, part of our collective soul body, right? And so we have templates. We are much like computers, guys. There's templates and processes that make up the code. We have source codes, we have DNA, we have templates, and all of that, right? And so I think I've kind of said that. I'm going to see and check if you guys are here making your way in, and then we're going to start and dive into the message. Welcome in, Sister Sonia. Hello, hello. How are you doing? Guys, when you come in, put a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and sharing is caring, and click on all notification bells. Okay, let me first start. I'm going to ground into the energies. Let's see where source really wants to start first. Let's see what we're going to do here. Okay? Let's see what we're going to do. Get some messages really quickly. Euro Aleph, something about I think that's Hebrew, so something about Israel. Israel. And first, something about Aleph, I think. First. Just gathering some messages, guys, grounding into the energies now. So, okay. All righty, guys. So let me go ahead and we're going to start with what's been going on to, do we want to start with the ascension symptoms? No, let's start with the karmic portal because this is going to help me to kind of connect back into the energies, right? So the karmic portal is part of this template. This karmic template also has the race stuff in there, has the religion. It has everything that humanity has been going through over the past age or even ages, right? And so essentially, when we cleanse out the karmic template, what it allows us to do is to now go into the next 2000 years cleansed, purified, more whole, more complete, more self-assured, with a better connection and bandwidth to our original blueprint and source codes. So essentially, every time we go up in consciousness through every age, we get closer and closer to source, the true OG vibration, okay, which is source, which holds all things. In order to do that, humanity has been, girl, y'all know humanity ain't been right. Humanity, look what happened when with this whole Charlie thing. There are literally nations divided. Right now, we got the so many threats going on at the historically Black colleges down in the South. People are literally mad because Charlie passed away, but instead of them, I don't know, practicing discernment, they're literally calling in threats to these schools, these historically Black colleges, so they have to like shut down, part of their activities and part of in school stuff, which is weird because they say that they caught the guy who did it and clearly he wasn't Black. So that already right there tells you there is a huge massive issue with race in this country. And baby, I tell you this, if you don't clear this wickedness out of your spirit, you gonna get left behind. That's all I gotta say. And this goes for both sides. It's like it's time to put the smack down, to put our foot down on this. These are very, very traumatic templates and they're very manipulative templates because on one end, Black people were told they were one third of a human or subpar and lazy and all of these things and nothing but a slave and all of that. And on the other end, then we got people, back in the day, preaching the rhetoric that white is right and that they are superior and all of this. So the whole template has been messed up since jump, because really it's always been divisive. There has not been good information put out, which is of love and which is of source codes. It's only been agendas given to both sides to keep both sides fighting and in chaotic energy, so that the ones who build their false kingdom above us can thrive. Because at the end of the day, I've always said it literally is us, everyday man, against them. They're not divided in the race and all of this. They appear to be, but they are two sides of the same coin. So what I'm saying is we really got to look at this, and we really got to cleanse this thing out. I am telling you. And this death, ooh, I'm hearing this process of death. That's what I'm hearing for Charlie, this process of death. Okay, I'm going to put that in my back pocket, but this death provides the conversation to open up. So this is, like I said before, Charlie was the can opener. But now that the can is open, now that the template is open, it's up for us to now cleanse and purify. And until we do that, you're not going to evolve. I don't care how right you think you are. I don't even care if you think that you're going to now get revenge because someone did you wrong. If it's not rooted in love, then you're going to die. I don't know how else to say it. Guys, I'm just harsh. When you get older, you just start saying what the real is. That's just how source gives it to me. If you don't cleanse this out, you're going to die. That's literally how it is. And it's a spiritual death. You know what? A spiritual death, trust me, it ain't good. You just walking around like a zombie. Everyone else that is living in love, they're thriving, right? In the new expanded consciousness. And you're going to be walking around in the new age like a zombie, like a bot, like, uh, an energetic slave, essentially. So I don't know what else to say. And to be honest with you, I don't know how to tell people to heal from this, because it's everybody has a different experience with this. But you do need to take some steps in healing from race. And even religion is tapped up into this as well. Believe it or not, religion has reinforced the race, wars, the race division and separatism. And so everyone's experience is different with it. The approach that I can tell you is we have to do everything from the heart, right? And we can't live from our traumas, right? Live out of our traumas. So one thing that I will say about that is, okay, first of all, I want to let you guys know something. Somebody's trying to get me to stall. You got to wake, baby, you got to wake up too early in the morning to fool me. Something wants me to stall. Okay. Something doesn't want me to get to Charlie. Okay. I'm noticing that for real, for real. Give me a second, right? We'll get back to that, but give me a second. Give me a second. Mirandere ashinna rambenane. Bamburota karalirandi heshanirante karambandireta. Himburota lire ashinnaranigeta. Bamburota kereresha bamburota karalina nira shumbarutu. Himburota karalita. Himburota lire shandirandi heta liriati hinna. Himburotu kerelele anshandiran bunnerare shandireta. There's definitely a lot of heat coming through in the room. There's a lot of heat around my head here. So let me see if that is going to connect me to the energy. Give me a second. A second. This is interesting. I didn't really want to go into all this today. I truly don't. I'm just going to do a quick little overview. Somehow, some way, this has something to do with an economic crash. Like, seriously, I see something going on in Europe, like something with the euro. Um, it's like it's being reversed or something. I don't even know what that means, but there's still the same anchoring of the feet, which I saw in the very first reading with Charlie. Anchored down with the feet. This was an entity, which that George Soros energy that got into his head, right? And the head is still very much, I'm seeing inflamed. The head has a lot of blockages around it. It's a lot of energy, um, kind of coming up. So I'm not sure if he's still stuck here, but there's definitely a lot of energy here in the head, right? But the feet are somehow still being anchored. And at the same time, there is some sort of looming crash I see. And I don't know why. I can't understand what this has to do with him. But this is the second time that this is coming up in his reading. It's like what are they trying to I think they're trying to distract us with him. And I'm not saying that he's not passed away, but what I'm saying is make no mistake about it, this is a distraction. They want to distract us from something else. The World Economic Forum has been meeting. I'm channeling all of this now. They've been meeting in secret. It's like, that game that you play when you walk around and when the music stops, you sit down, and then there's always one less chair. So there's someone who doesn't get a seat, and then you play it again and you go all the way until there's one chair and two people. Well, we're not yet at one chair and two people, but what I'm saying is this is the game that's being played. There are people right now, the World Economic Forum are literally kind of cleaning house. This is a distraction. Something's being rewired in our world financial system, and Europe is a very key component to that. Now, I know that in United Kingdom they use the British pound, but I can't rule out that this doesn't also include the United Kingdom because it is part of Europe as a whole. And this Europe energy, Euro or even Europe, I want to say it's being landlocked. Now, it's interesting because Europe has a lot of water. It's not landlocked, but there are some energies I'm hearing that are landlocked. And so what it means is there's some stagnation within the economics, and especially as it pertains to Europe. There is a stagnation. And I think that the World Economic Forum, they can't necessarily reach some sort of agreement. There's a stagnation there. They are kicking people out, rearranging things in preparation, I think, with either the fall of our currency, our dollar, our euros. This could be, we could be in the process of introducing some new sort of currencies, probably cryptocurrencies for different countries, right? But this is part of the distraction. The energy is all about economics. That's what the Charlie thing is about. And as I was sitting here, someone wanted to distract me by talking about all this other stuff, but no, the sources say nope. This is part of the message. I'm being deterred purposely so that I don't speak on this. Okay, give me a second. I wonder where the World Economic Forum is. Hmm. I'm wondering where that is. Oh, I know they hold it in different places. Maybe they hold it in different places every year. So it says that the World Economic Forum is independent nonprofit organization and think tank that brings together leaders from business, politics, academia, and civil society to shape global and regional and industry agendas. There it is. Agendas. Right there. There's an agenda going on. This is part of a cover up. What's going on? Okay, so it's based in Geneva, Switzerland. So, okay, so we're right on it when I'm talking about Europe. We're right on it. The it's interesting. I see it being landlocked, but only open on one side, right? And so I'm wondering if Switzerland, I know Switzerland has water around it if I'm not mistaken. Or is it one of those landlocked? I think, or it could be landlocked. Let me check. It could be one of those landlocked countries in Europe. I think it is. I think there is a little tiny body of water just to get to another country, but I think it's landlocked. Okay. So this is the message. What we're picking up on is something going on in the World Economic Forum, and these meetings is in the headquarters in Switzerland, right? We've pinpoint what's going on. So now we also know that there is an agenda. So now we need to see what is the agenda and why Charlie? Like why this whole thing? Like it doesn't seem like these two things go together. Maybe they do. I don't know, but we've definitely figured that out. It's also something very interesting with Israel. Okay, thank you. I think they're trying to figure out a solution for Israel. And I also think that they want to take funding away as well from Israel. I don't know if they donate to Israel. I don't know anything about it, but this is what I'm getting. They're having these talks about it. And the thing about it is, what did I tell you guys before? Thank you, Source. I said we were going to remove one lie. As we look into these templates, there's going to be one lie. And when we expose the one lie, is going to bring everything crashing down. Well, the other day I spoke about the F files, and these they're all interconnected. They're all interwoven together. You, you know what, guys? See, when you've been doing this thing for a while, I don't even have to go through all of the details to get to it. I'm just going to tell you what it is because normally this is going to save us a whole hour. It's just like I just went into quantum speed for a moment. Okay. They want to pull out of Israel because what I said, there's two sides of the same coin fighting. There's the two brothers fighting. What they're trying to do is some countries are trying to prepare new currencies before this happens because the thing about it is, Israel got goons, y'all. That's what I say. Israel has made themselves, even though they're a small country, they've made themselves very, very large. Like, for instance, they run Hollywood, right? They're heavy investors into Hollywood studios and into record companies, record labels, and things of that nature. They run a lot of industries. So, this is going to disrupt some of our industries. So what they're trying to figure out, and remember I said that it's like they're playing that game where when the music stops, someone's left standing. That's Israel. No more seat for Israel. And I know you guys are thinking they would never do that. Those God's chosen people. Well, this is a new age, baby. And the portal that's open, the karmic portal, allows us to look at the last age over 2,000 years. And what we're looking in, we have to clean up the karma before the portal opens, because this is the last portal before the birth of the new world. And so here, their system is running parallel with ours. They know they got to bring in their new world system in order, because our new world, this thing we call the new age, is a new energy field that humanity's going to be birthed into and supported by universal energies, right? And so they're trying to, it's the same old thing. It's all collective now. They're trying to anchor us down so that they catch a ride on our new wave, our new expanded energy, right? Our new our new age. So this is what's going on. So they're saying we probably can't get there unless we pull the plug on Israel. I know y'all said they'd never turn on them. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Because they're too expensive. Things are bad around the world, not just here in America. A lot of these countries are on their last leg, girl. They're on their last leg. So they're looking through the budget, and the country that's costing them the most money, because they got to fight all these proxy wars, all these wars that they spend billions and trillions and quadrillions of dollars, was to protect the lie of Israel. Seriously, source just ain't never lied, and they're trying to distract me. Not gonna happen. So you just really, y'all, at the end of the day, you can't make this stuff up. You really just can't. Like, where would I get this from? You can't make it up. So they're wanting to pull out of Israel. Israel's on the chopping block. But how do we pull out of Israel? Save our countries, because we've been in bed with them and entangled, quantum entangled, physically entangled with them and their lie for a very long time. This is the problem. But please, okay, now this is me talking. Please don't just replace one lie with the next lie, because that's the whole problem, guys. We keep trying to lie ourselves and con ourselves through this game of consciousness and expansion. If you just keep it real and say, you know what, we messed up. We supported the lie because it fed us, it kept us in power. We supported the lie. We knew it wasn't right, because the true Israel is returning. So I mean, it's going to be pretty obvious when the true Israel returns and comes online that ain't it. And they know it too. They already knew they only had a certain amount of time to be in this position. You can only pull the wool over our eyes for so long. At the end of the age, everything gets paid back. Everything gets computed and calculated. And the calculations are spitting out and is saying, baby, these numbers is off. The code is off. This code with the Israel lie can't even make it to the new vibration. It can't. It can't, because the new vibration is of the purest source codes. It can't make it. So it has to go. It has to go. So there's some people who want to hold on to it. There's some people, to be honest with you, most people are willing to let it go. They're just trying to figure out how to save their butt. So I'm telling you, don't lie. Don't use another lie to cover up the original lie. Just be honest with people. Just be honest with people and tell people the truth, that these people basically have demonic ties to a dark kingdom of heaven. Okay, now we about to get good. It's about to get good. I love it when a plan comes together. I love it when source just speaks unfiltered. Look, just tell these people that, let me let you in on a little secret what's been going on in the spiritual world. That kingdom of heaven where everyone's being recycled all the time, and they got that archons, and recycling and eating people's energy essentially, and feasting, and creating these energetic cores to control people down here on the earth plane. So you never really are sovereign in consciousness. You spend your whole life under control of a force that's not your own. And then you die, and then you have like some sort of weird soul contract from like 8 generations ago that you took with them because you were tricked. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See, this is what the fake Israel is. It's a demonic kingdom. I've seen it. I've seen it. It's a demonic kingdom, which is a false kingdom of heaven. And a few videos back, what did I say? The holy wars were happening and heaven was getting a cleansing. The true source, there's a cosmic war. All those ships in the sky are not necessarily drones, not necessarily our ancestors in position, right? Not necessarily some of our star families in position, but also too we're seeing flying things because the holy wars have been happening for at least the past 5 years, and it's really truly coming to a head. And so these people have been kicked out of heaven. Kicked, how bad must you be to get kicked out of heaven? Well, because it was always a false kingdom. Well, people were never truly making it back to the 12th dimension, the ancestral realm, which is the true heaven, because the Christ sits on the 13th dimension. And so the Christ light literally provides the sustenance and light to the every being within the 12th dimension. And then now that's happening right on a metaphysical scale. And then on a physical scale, it's the purification of the 12 strand DNA. And when you cleanse and purify the 12 strand DNA, then what? Now the Christ light shines above that, making that the number 13, right? It's just what I'm saying. So this is the thing. Their kingdom of darkness has been found out and kicked out by the true living God, the true vibration. And by the way, how do you reach the true vibration? Remember in the other video, how I was talking about God being an entity? Siphoning consciousness and DNA. The thing about it is why I say most people are not praying to the true God. You know how I know? And it's very simple. Because sources codes are of the pristine code. There isn't any crack in the foundation. There isn't any lack in the code, and there isn't any lack. If you're praying out of desperation, lack, scarcity, fear, you're not connected to source. You know how many beings are parading like God in the spirit realm? I, too many to count. Too many to count. Too many to count. That's not in a vibrational match to source. When you approach source, you first approach through gratitude, right? And then you just talk to source like normal, but it's through gratitude and through, and through the heart, that's how you get to the true living God. So nevertheless, most people are attached to the kingdom of darkness. They have no idea they're in soul contract with Satan. For I know the ones that say they are Jews, but they are not, for they worship in the synagogues of Satan. That's why that scripture was in there. So that's all falling down. This is just what's going on. And they know that too. The energy knows that. And so they're literally, the World Economic Forum is trying to figure out a way to take funding away. And so the lie will start to unravel. Oh, it's going to be a shit show. Absolutely. I still don't know how Charlie fits in. Maybe it's just a distraction. Because I think there's some new currencies about to come out. There could even be like a world crypto, like maybe an economic forum cryptocurrency of something like that, or a new world cryptocurrency coin or something to that. So it's going to be introduced. It's going to be like meme. It's going to be, but really what it is they're trying to pull away from the old money system, because when the Israel lie is removed, all of that stuff goes along with it, right? And at the end of the age, we have to do it because that energy is a stagnation within the one Akashic soul body. So that's what's truly is going on. And I just saved us about an hour. And, yeah, that's just what happens when you've been doing this for so long. And now, so is Charlie really passed away? It's interesting. I still see his feet being anchored down here. Like it's very interesting, right? And that could just mean that his body is here, and I don't know, something weird with the head. And so normally it's the head, it gives me consciousness, right? Normally the head is the consciousness and the body anchored down. I think there's a split between, of course, the physical body and the consciousness. So that could be that he's passed away, his consciousness is somewhere else, or it could be that they separated it in a lab. It could very well be that too. We don't want to rule that out. Um, I may not do a deep dive into that, but because it is still early yet, but there's something very interesting. I'm not going to rule out that they might have his consciousness somewhere. And I'm not saying that he didn't get shot. Guys, I haven't watched any of this stuff. I don't even know. I didn't watch the rally, the shooting, nothing. Just those two videos we watched together. But there's something very interesting as I see that the body's still being anchored, just like the first reading. But now there's a lot of energy around his head, and the crown is open. That's giving me a secret. So the energy here being stagnated here for extraction out here. Now, could it be his soul being extracted out of the crown? Possibly, yes. But it could also be someone literally extracting out the consciousness. He could have even truly died and still they transferred out the consciousness. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of more so what I'm getting. But there's definitely his consciousness is going somewhere. His consciousness is still here. Is truly what I feel. Now, he was a very earthbound spirit, meaning he was very good at being 3D, very, very good at being connected to the body and to earth. He was a very successful earthling, right? He's very good at being a human, right? Um, so he might be a vibrational match to this siphon simply because the earth plane is his home. He's not much of into like his spiritual body. Um, so yeah, that is kind of what I am seeing. And I think I will do a deeper dive on this because I wanted to do a quantum telepathic healing session for him to like heal the death wound because it's very important. This is what I do during the past life regression quantum healing hypnosis sessions. You need to heal the death wound because this is what keeps you recycled and coming back here when you don't make peace with this. And there's a lot of trauma that happened, right? So I want to do that. And I think we will address this consciousness split that I'm seeing. It'll be more appropriate to do it in that session because we can dig a little bit deeper. But just to wrap this up, did Charlie truly pass away? What I can see is that there's a part of Charlie that is still anchored and still within a soul contract with that original entity that we were channeling. We were getting this George Soros energy, but it's deeper than that. We got the physical George Soros in his camp. But then remember, they have doppelgangers in the spirit. They have entities and dark lords they work with. So we're also getting the energetic contract with the entity. And I don't know if he took this knowingly or unknowingly, or if this thing just, is some sort of thing that has been passed, following him through different past lives, right? But part of him is being anchored here. And then there's a separation between here. What if I in the neck area? There is a lot of energy here. So it does show me it's a true wound, a true wound. That's all energetically being blocked. And then I have like energy here around both sides of his head and a lot of activity coming out of the crown. There's definitely a extraction of consciousness. An extraction of consciousness. Now, in the next video, we're going to look to see is the extraction of consciousness feeding back into a lab, or I'm hearing a tube. Is it feeding back into another vessel? Or is it a consciousness that source is truly allowing to come up to start its journey in the spirit realm? Right. So that's what we're going to look into. But apparently, guys, this was about some sort of economic thing that they're doing. They're really restructuring. The whole world is getting smaller. The world is getting broker, believe it or not. Like, I don't know what these rich people did with all their money, but it looks as if they're going broke. And so essentially they're trying to cut cost, and so I think they're going to pull the plug on the Israel lie. Okay, so that's kind of the message, and I just said that as a matter of fact. Don't shoot the messenger now, girl. This is just what spirit has said, because source just ain't never lied. Men lie, women lie, but spirit just don't lie. Spirit don't lie. Subscribe. Section with chocolate. Sorry. Sorry. I'm about to read the chat. I probably should plug my computer in. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me plug my computer in. I forgot my charger. 1 second. Alrighty. I just love